Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another video, and this is actually a video that I've wanted to make for a couple weeks, and I really haven't been able to until just now when I set up my new computer. It's actually been set up for a week and a half, but I'm just getting around to making this video. But regardless, this is something I saw Jap28 do, and I thought it was a pretty good idea. So I'm doing kind of a similar thing, and it's basically just ranking my favorite Skylanders games, and this has been done, this format, for a bunch of different games. Like I've seen for Fortnite weapons, for like Call of Duty games, for movies, and now I guess Skylanders games. So we'll just get right into it, I suppose. So there's this tier list, A, B, C, D, F, and basically I have the 6 Skylanders games, console games, and then I have 3 mobile games as well the only 3 that I've played. Actually, I haven't even played one, but I figured I'd put it on here. Jap had all the DS games and every single mobile game to my knowledge. So his list was a lot bigger, but I just haven't played any of those, so I don't feel qualified enough to rate them. So I'm gonna leave them out of here. But regardless, we'll just hop right into things. So we'll start with the original Spyro's Adventure, and we'll work our way up that. Giants, Swap Force, blah, blah, blah. So we'll start with Spyro's Adventure. Now this, I feel like I like this game so much because of nostalgia purposes, and like going back to it is a lot of fun. Obviously, like gameplay-wise, it's okay. It's not the best game I've ever played, gameplay-wise, but it's a solid start, and it's the origins. And again, it's got the nostalgia factor, but I'm gonna put it up there as a B. And I don't know why the sides are getting cut off of the logo. Anyway, you get that that's Spyro's Adventure. So I'm gonna put it at B for the time being. Now Giants for me is gonna be a B as well. Just because Giants was almost like Spyro's Adventure 2. Or not even. It was just kind of like I continued playing Spyro's Adventure. For the most part, it was just like DLC or something. With the Giants characters coming in as well. It didn't feel like another game. It felt like the same exact game. So I don't know. I can't put it above or below Spyro's Adventure because it feels like the exact same game to me. It just feels like a continuation. Whereas Swap Force is a different storyline. It's you got jumping. Obviously, the graphics are 10 times better. New characters, a new hub world, a new swapping abilities and everything. So Swap Force for me is above Spyro's Adventure and Giants. So actually, I love Spyro's Adventure and Giants, but I'm gonna move them down to C just because I feel like Swap Force is better than both of them, but it's not quite the best game. You know what I mean? So I'm gonna keep Swap Force at B, although it could be leaning towards A. And Spyro's Adventure and Giants, they're not really C. They just can't be. Swap Force has to be above them, in my opinion. So after Swap Force, we had Trap Team, which is, to date, I'm just going to put it up here, my favorite game. My favorite Skylanders game of all time. Nothing even comes close to it. Trap Team was, the fact that you could trap villains and play as them was great, but a lot of the reason I like it, or I love the game so much, is because it's what kind of got me into the community. I started posting, Trap Team is when I started posting videos, and actually the reason my channel took off and got its first, like 50 to 100 subscribers is because I posted a video early on in October when it was released on like how to get into the secret elemental realm or elemental gate or whatever. It was like had the question mark. It ended up being like the light and the dark element, which wasn't a thing yet. But I was able to get in there with like some sort of glitch. So I just remember that so well, and it just reminds me of Spyro's Adventure a little bit, kind of with the graphics. They're like not as good as Swap Force, so that for some reason makes me like it even more. It's a little bit backwards, but it is what it is. I love Trap Team. Absolutely love it. Not even close. Nothing can rival it for me. So that was Skylanders 4. So the fifth one, Superchargers. I love cars. I love racing. I love cars, and I love racing games. Superchargers wasn't a racing game, and it's actually my least favorite Skylanders game to date. I just don't like it. It's still fine, don't get me wrong, but it could be so much better. So I'm going to put it as a D. Nothing gets an F because it's still a Skylanders game. I'm going to put it at D because it does have my favorite character ever in Thrillipede. He's my favorite Skylander. Besides, he's up there. Anyways, I digress. Maybe we'll do a rank of all the characters next. Superchargers just failed for me. The racing was a new technique, yes, but it just wasn't as good as I thought it would be. And I think a lot of the reason is the boss fight stinks. The Chaos boss fight is fine, but the final battle with the darkness stinks. Now, yes, it's cool where it's like the credits show up and then all of a sudden you think you're done. You're like, oh, never mind, you're not done. Here comes the darkness. That's awesome. And that's my favorite part about the game. But what I don't like is I play a lot of these Skylanders games, at least back then. I co-opt with my dad. He would be like a second character and we would go through it together. And with Superchargers, the way the vehicles work is like one person operates the vehicle and drives and does all that. The other person just kind of aims and shoots, attacks it a little bit, but they don't really do much. They just aim and shoot, and it's not really that fun for that second person. And the final boss fight with the darkness is forced to be in a vehicle. You're forced to be in a land vehicle. I could not stand that because I felt like, only one of us was really playing, and it was the final battle. I just didn't really like it that much. But that's just my personal opinion, just because I like going through it with co-op. But yeah, I put that as a D. That failed for me. And I would put it as an F, but as I said, it's a Skylanders game. I can't really give anything an F. But yeah, moving on to Imaginators. Imaginators brought it back, and again, creating your own Skylander was key, and the things you could do afterwards, they had arena mode kind of with the I forget what it is, but there was so much replayability to it, unlike there was in previous games, and it was like a different kind of hub world, with you could go to the academy, but there were all these other areas to explore. You could have battles, the Imaginite chests and everything. There was just so much extra, and then the DLC on top, the extra Imaginite chests, or gosh, what do you call it? The Lost Imaginite Mines and the Wildstorm pack that came out later on. There was so much to do. So I'm gonna put it up with a B at Swap Force. I'm gonna put it a little bit above Swap Force. To be honest, I don't know if does that make a difference? Say that it's better than Swap Force, just not quite as good as Trap Team. But creating your own Skylander, the replayability of it, everything was really good. And they ended off on a really good note, in my opinion. And then the replayability with the brain or whatever he's called. I think I don't know exactly what he's called. But the boss that turns into the good guy at the end, he gives you special challenges to go back and do, which is cool. So again, just replayability of it. So that's all the console games. Those are the games that I feel qualified to talk about. Now I threw this one in here. It's not a game. Not a mobile game, not a console game, nothing. It's a TV show, Skylanders Academy. What did it have, 3 seasons? I really only watched the first 2. I watched a little bit of the third, and I just kind of really lost interest. Obviously, that's canceled as well. Nothing's looking good for Skylanders right now, but regardless, the first season was awesome. Second season was meh, and it basically just was first season here, and then it just went down. I'm gonna give it a C, just because it was a great idea. It was really cool to see it come to life, and to see the different, like, it just a TV show. It was really cool the first season. Second season, it was cool to see Malfour come back. You know, we've wanted him in Skylanders for so long, and we finally technically got him in the TV show. And then, like, all the lore and stuff with, like, him being Cinder's dad, and then Cinder, like, initially being bad and then turning good, and then with the big reveal of Eon with Chaos's symbol. Spoiler alert, by the way. Eon being Chaos's dad, I think, and then Strikor coming to life. It just, a ton of that was really cool. And then to see Chaos's mom, you know, actually become a good guy, it was pretty sweet. I don't like how some of the characters were portrayed. I don't like how Chaos was portrayed. I don't like how they made Crash Bandicoot all of a sudden able to talk. Just a lot of those things were nitpicking, but regardless, it was a good show, especially towards the beginning. I'll give it a C. It definitely fell off towards the end and missed out on a couple of things, but it was cool to see it come to light. Now we have 3 mobile games. The first one I played the most, and that's Lost Islands. This one, it reminds me of, and I played it a while ago. I haven't played it in years, and I don't even think it's available anymore. But it was basically the one with all of the variants, and all of the variants, and it was kind of like if you've ever played Smurfs Lost Village, I think it was called. I played that game all the time on my old iPad in like 2009, 2010. I played it, and that was like one of the first video games or one of the first apps I ever played. This was basically the Skylanders version of it. So I loved it. I was like, heck, you know, I'll just switch over to it. And again, so many variants actually caused for people to make customs of them, like with the actual figures. So I think it's really cool. I'm going to give it a B. As far as mobile games go, it's by far my favorite, in my opinion. It's great. I love it. Lost Islands. Good job. So that's that. I'm going to hurry this up here because I've been going for a while. So 2 left. Skylanders Battlecast. This is so I have the cards here. Here's all the cards that I've collected. The cards look sweet. The cards are probably the best part of the game. The app I did not play too much, although I played a teensy bit. I'm gonna give it a D. Just because the app itself wasn't great, and it only lasted several months or like a year at most. But the cards are really cool. I like the cards, so I'm gonna at least give it a D, not an F. But the app was kind of a complete flop. Now I got one more here, and it's just for fun. Ring of Heroes. I'm just doing this to trigger people. I myself have not even downloaded Ring of Heroes. Not even thought of it. However, maybe that says something, because I love Skylanders. I really, truly do. I'm sad to see it not have any more games. And people are always like, oh, but you got Ring of Heroes, you can download. I don't see it as a game. And I know I said I would never give a Skylanders game an F on this scale. But Ring of Heroes gets a fat F from me. FaZe Clan. Phase up, baby. Fat F from me. I'm sorry. I just can't stand Ring of Heroes. And from what I've heard from people that actually play it, it's cool at first, but it gets extremely grindy. And I could have told you that. Oh wait, I did. No one listened. Because Come To Us has made games like this before, and they're the exact same way. So it's unfortunate. I give it an F. But anyway, there's my final grades and everything. You can disagree. You probably will. Let me know in the comments. If you agree, cool. If not, let me know what you would change. I'll leave a link to this. I actually made this list available with these games on tiermaker.com. I'll leave a link in the description. You can try it yourself. Send me a picture on Instagram at ShadowDragon_Insta. That'll be in the description as well. And DM me a picture or post it on Instagram or on Twitter or whatever, and say, spread the word. Jap started this. I think it's a pretty cool idea. Yeah, man, that's pretty much all I got. So, thank you for watching. Again, hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you have, or super very much appreciated. Other than that, stay tuned for some more videos. I'm actually going on a 1.5 week long vacation now. So I will not be posting much, except for vlogs from the vacation. Tiny little videos. But when I get back, I have some big projects that I want to talk to you guys about, and I'll make a video on that maybe over the next few days. I have some big projects planned. Anyway, thanks for watching, and thanks for being awesome. I'll catch you guys in the next video very soon.